Hey guys, it's Steve from Valor Replicas. I've been posting some weird things online this week, so I wanted to explain what I'm working on and show you progress on this. One of my favorite films is Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's a classic. And I've built some stuff from 2001 in the past, including this guy, which is the villainous robot HAL 9000 from the film. And it's awesome. And there's another piece from that film that I've always wanted. And the film opens in a really cool way. At the very beginning of the film, we get to see prehistoric man with some alien intervention discover that they can use tools for the first time. So there's a scene where a prehistoric ape grabs a bone and learns to take down a tapir in Africa and becomes more proficient with that bone. And it's sort of like this evolutionary leap for this ape and for us. And at the end of that scene, there's a really super famous scene where he chucks that bone up in the air and it goes rotating up. And there's a match cut 4 million years into the future where the bone match cuts to a nuclear weapons array floating over Earth. And it's one of the most famous scenes in cinema. I've wanted that bone as sort of a symbol of kind of one of the first props in film and sort of one of man's first weapons. And I've had this in my collection for a couple of years. It's a fake human leg bone. And it's not great, it's cheap, but it's sort of been a totem for me of like kind of the pairing of these two ends of the spectrum of the story that Kubrick was telling. But this isn't accurate, and it's crap. So I needed to be more accurate to the bone that I was seeing. And so I went into the film, and it's only about like 5 seconds of film of that bone rotating up, and I did screen grabs of that bone at every step of the, yeah, I know, every step of that bone spinning to get what I'm looking for, which is exactly this. And I thought I could take this and I could create a replica of this. And as I started considering making a model of this, I started to wonder, well, this must be a bone from something. So after about a week of research, I discovered, after looking at all sorts of skeletal versions of horses and cows and all sorts of animals, I discovered it is in fact a horse leg bone. And that gave me another point of data where I could go and take a look at what this bone looks like in real life, because all I had was, again, the visuals that I could pull. And again, I want to create an exact replica of this. So that was helpful. So I went to Michael's and I picked up some modeling clay and I sculpted over the course of a couple of days this guy. So this is a near as I can get replica of what this horse bone is. And admittedly, once I found out it was a horse bone, one of the things I considered doing was you can actually buy actual bones online. And I could have bought one of these to use in my collection, but that really wasn't the point, and that wasn't going to be much fun. So again, I want something that looks, from a topology standpoint, exactly what I'm seeing in this film. So over the course of a couple of days, I sculpted this. And this is out of a non-hardening modeling clay, and that's intentional. So this can't become sort of my final bone, but it becomes a thing that I can mold and cast. So a couple of days ago, I took this thing and built some walls around it and dumped about a gallon of mold rubber into this silicone and created, in the morning, this, which is a really, really heavy block of silicone with my clay model kind of locked onto the inside. With this then, I had to cut it out and free my mold from there. But with this, I can now create a hard resin duplicate. So once I had extracted my clay model, I was able to fill this up with a 2-part fast setting plastic resin, which is what's inside this right now. So if I open this up now in front of you, I'm hoping what I have is a perfect duplicate of this that I can weather and paint, and is just going to be more durable than a clay thing was. So let's take a look and see what's inside. So getting the clay one out was a little bit of a trick. You can see, like, I had to cut, like, you know, all of these kind of like key lines in to kind of open out. Yeah, there it is. And it was a little bit of work getting this out. So bear with me a second. we go. So it's an exact duplicate in every way. It's heavy too, like it's satisfying. Like you could club an African animal with this, but I won't. What I'm gonna do is take this, paint it, weather it, and again, my goal is to create something from a painting and a weathering pattern down to the scratch that looks identical to what is in this film. So stay tuned. I'll update you with more pictures later. Thanks. Bye.